What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, we got an interesting one here. Came across this video. Americans share their first impressions of Australia. So we finna check this out, see what it's about, see their first impressions. But y'all hit that subscribe button, send down those recommendations.
Quite incredible. I mean, when flying into Australia, this place that, you've heard a lot about, people are very interested in, you think of kangaroos and in the outback and things like that. And of course, flying into Melbourne, it's a regular city like you'd encounter anywhere here in the United States. English is the first language, but I must say it was the funniest thing because I was being transferred to one of the furthest out cities that we had in the mission called Wagga Wagga. It was in New South Wales, which is a state just north of the state of Victoria where Melbourne is. And anyway, so as soon as I get there, we have the orientation with the mission president being in the home and everything. And then I was put on a train by myself to travel up to Wagga Wagga. And so while I was there, I mean, obviously they speak English, but they use so much slang and they speak kind of fast and they kind of put all their words together. It took me a long time to figure out what they were trying to say. So I was on the train, and the conductor comes up and he says, "Give me a ticket, mate." And I'm just like, what? I was trying to figure out what it is, and he started getting upset at me.
He wasn't saying that real. Give me a ticket, mate. Give me a ticket, mate.
Give me a ticket, mate. And then he was saying, "Give me your ticket, mate." He's like, I just wanted to see my ticket. And I was just like, I don't understand you people. What's going on? How's this going to be? So
that's crazy.
So it was just funny. It was hard to understand at first. It was really quite funny what they were saying, but soon I picked up on it very quickly. And one of the things the train ride kind of showed me is just how beautiful their country is and diverse. And it's a lovely, lovely place. And traveling up through there and just seeing, a lot of the just what I was able to see through the state of Victoria, going to New South Wales. But they're lovely people and very diverse people.
That's what I can't wait to see when I go to Australia. Just how beautiful it is. I know I see the videos, and I'm like, man, that look amazing. But it ain't nothing like when you get there. I'm sure I told y'all when I first got to New York. I'll never go to New York again, by the way. But it was a place where you always see it on TV, and you get there and you're like, oh my God. But I couldn't go there again. Australia looked like a place, if I visit, I definitely would want to keep coming back and over and over,
We flew from Washington to LA, and you think that's a long flight, but just wait. And then we flew to Sydney, which is about like 15 hours. And
oh my goodness, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be dreading that. I know y'all been telling me that's like an all-day trip, but I ain't gonna lie, I read one of the comments. A woman on the comment said she flew to America from Australia 15 minutes, couldn't sleep, but on the way back, flying the 15 hours to Australia, she said she slept like a baby. She said she had a good sleep, so. But I thought that was hilarious.
The hardest thing, trying to stay awake, and then you're going forward a day or missing a day, and it's getting
time traveling.
Your mind is messed up. And then you have
traveling.
to fly from Sydney to Perth, which is about 5.5 hours. So you have another long ride.
Oh my goodness!
And the jet lag definitely affected me when we first got to the mission home. Well, in the airport, the president and his wife, and then
that's a long flight.
APs,
oh my goodness!
The assistants, they came and picked us up. And when we got to the mission home, I was not feeling good. I was so jet lagged that I just went and laid down, and I was like so sick.
I heard the key for jet lag is to not go to sleep at all. But for 15 hours, I'm gonna have to take a nap.
And so I didn't eat dinner, and I was just crying. I was so overwhelmed and emotional, just because it was so new when I was in a different country, and
dang,
it was kind of hard. But then the next day was better. We got to meet our trainers, and I was trained by Sister Robbins, and she was Australian, so I even had a hard time understanding her. I was like, I can't do this. I thought this was English. But
oh my goodness.
Once we got teaching, it got better. And the first day we got to our flat, or they call flat apartment. So when they say flat, you went to your apartment. And we got to our flat, and it was pretty close to the Perth city, and so we could see it. And we got to our little apartment and it was so small and there were cockroaches and it
Oh,
was just
no.
dirty, and I was like, no. I'm already
Not the
overwhelmed.
cockroaches.
But she was a great trainer, and we were able to get situated. She told me a little bit about the area book, and she was just ready to go. So we went out started teaching that day, and it was kind of hard because you just get thrown into it, but that's the best because it helps you get out of that jet lag or being sad. Like, you don't have time to think about that, and so you're able to just start going to work.
It's a long plane ride over, I think around about 15 hours.
That's long.
So you get a lot of time to think and to psych yourself out and to try and sleep. I don't think it happens all that often for so many people because you're pretty nervous. At least I was flying out there. Got to the airport. Mission president gave me a big hug. It's nerve-wracking. You don't really know quite what to expect, but you get to...
I think that's the thing I'm nervous about. Like, I never flew by myself. I don't think I would have a problem with flying by myself at all. But I think just flying that long, man, I ain't never been up in the air that long. Maybe 4 hours the most.
Just kind of go with the flow a little bit. For me, in a almost state of kind of shock. I kind of had a cool or an unique experience getting assigned to my trainer. So it counted the number of trainers and the number of missionaries there, and there was one more missionary than there were trainers.
Oh.
And so after everybody was assigned, I didn't have my trainer assigned to me. So me and one of the assistants drove out to the area, to my first area, and met my trainer out there.
That's
and so
nice.
It was a little bit more nerve-wracking, dragging it along a little bit.
I would be nervous.
It was fun. When I picture Australia, I picture a lot of white people. My first area was, I don't know, 80% Polynesian between Samoa and Tongan. And so my trainer was Kiwi from New Zealand. And so I didn't really see a whole lot of white people. I saw mostly Polynesians. And so it was awesome. I gained a deep, great respect and love for that culture throughout my mission. Most of my mission was like that. I was surrounded by a lot of Polynesians. And so, but that was just a shift in my thinking when my mission president sent me out to that area. He told me about it, and he told me that it was probably one of the most Polynesian areas in the mission, and I didn't really understand that was going to mean a kind of different culture than a lot of the rest of the mission, but it was awesome, and it was a fun first week adjusting to that.
When we first got there, I was so tired.
The jet lag,
I was so nervous, so I didn't sleep on the plane at all. And I kind of just sat and read my scriptures and studied Preach My Gospel the entire flight. And then we touched ground, and I didn't know this beforehand, but as soon as you just show up, you take a picture by the ocean with the Sydney Opera House behind you. And so,
that's what
all
I'm
of
ready
us
to do.
Missionaries are so tired. We're so drained. A lot of us traveled for over 24 hours.
Dang.
And
that's long.
We have to take a picture. And everybody was kind of really insecure about it all. But then after all of that ended, when we showed up at the mission office, we just shot right into meetings and learning how things work in the ASNM mission. And so it was kind of just a go feeling straight from the get-go. You show up and you go straight to work.
Nice.
There's no downtime. They let you relax after all the meetings are done. So we went on till around 8 o'clock, and I got home around 9-10 o'clock. And then that still we weren't even able to rest just yet. We shot straight into daily planning to plan for the next day, and then we got to rest. And so that was my first impression of that mission, was that it's just, you're here to serve, and so you serve right away.
That's a long, I ain't gonna lie, that's what I'm most nervous about, that flight. Not necessarily. I guess no. I just never been in the air that long. You know what I'm saying? And I've flown plenty of time. I guess I can calculate the times I have been in the air. Well over 15 minutes or 15 hours. 15-minute flight, that would be perfect. But 15 hours for sure. But yeah, that's gonna be the most interesting thing for me. But all in all, I don't even know what is this. I don't even know where I got Lifey. I ain't never heard of this channel, but I saw the title and I thought that was interesting. But you know, I think that's pretty cool that they got the chance to do mission stuff in Australia. You know, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if most of y'all might not be interested in that, but I like that stuff. I like when people can go around the world and do, you know, and travel and speak to people and stuff. That's awesome. But yeah, first impression, the talking fast, that I could just imagine. I'm thinking of that interview, the guy that's like, you know, when I guess the car ran into his building, the interview, the best Aussie interview ever. I could just think of him. I was just thinking of him talking, you know, got your ticket, mate. But other than that, I enjoyed this. Hope y'all did as well. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Send out those recommendations. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.